You know, at some point, everyone has a great idea. But a great business doesn't just come to you. You have to go out there and build it. Yeah, I've spent the past few years meeting business owners from all over the globe trying to answer one simple question. What separates a struggling entrepreneur from a thriving one? Like, how do you manage cash flow? How do you master digital marketing? How do you build great teams? Let's go learn some real-life lessons from real-life entrepreneurs. This is American Express Business Class. Rebecca Minkoff turned a few $1,000s in savings into a $100 million global fashion brand. And you can't do that without learning a few things about budgeting and cash flow. She's amassed a devoted following of customers, my wife among them.
I admire so much today's entrepreneurs who have their spreadsheets and their numbers and the margin and the profit and all that. Let's throw all that out the window. I literally would calculate things very incorrectly. I'd say, how much does the fabric cost? You know, what is the labor? And that's it. So my brother was really the first person that was like, do you have an LLC? Do you have 2 bank accounts? I was like, there's not even enough money in one to make 2. What are you talking about? You know, 7 years in, he's like, you can't just be a designer. You have to learn this stuff. There's another language out there that you are not fluent in, and I was really resentful. I was like, but I know my design world and I want to be back here. And he's like, that's not gonna cut it.
So is it important for a young designer to go out and get outside financing? How would you think about that?
So I always tell designers, if you can grow slower and profitably, which is totally possible, why do you need the money? I think that there are, other forms of capital, whether it's factoring or PO financing or angel fundraising, where friends and family. I say go to those first. Your credit card, like my brother did on his Amex, and figure it out, and then sell a little bit less for a lot more money when you're ready and you're stable.
So let's look at a real-life example of finances in action with Bird & Blend. Chrissy Smith has developed a unique approach for dealing with her company's uneven cash flow. Britain's traditional tea market was ripe for reinvention. Bird & Blend delivers distinctive flavors like gingerbread chai and rhubarb and custard. Their eclectic blends have delighted customers across the UK and now all over the world.
Started off, I blended like 21 teas to start with, took them to markets and events, did festivals every weekend, packed tea in my mum's back bedroom. She said, you can have 6 months before you need to get a real job. And then eventually, a couple of years in, we moved to Brighton, opened our first store. So there's loads of things going on with the brand. You've got the tea innovation, you've got the bright colours, you've got the stores, but finance is the heartbeat of the company and you have to make sure that you've got your finger on it. We do a 20 up, 20 down model on everything. So like what happens in the best case scenario, we make 20% more cash than we thought and our overheads are 20% down. That's best case scenario. What happens if our revenue actually is 20% under what we forecast and our overheads go 20% up?
That's exactly what happened back in 2018 when another brand sued Bird & Blend over their original name. After running the numbers, Chrissy decided it would be cheaper to rebrand than to have to fight it out in court. But that didn't mean it was going to be cheap.
So rebranding actually does have a big implication, like financially and otherwise. We had to change our URL on our website, lost loads of SEO traffic. The packaging had all been printed, so all of that packaging needed to be changed over. It's a big cost.
Fortunately, their 20 up, 20 down modeling had prepared them for just that kind of bump in the road. When we stay on top of our budget and cash flow, we get to build strong, resilient businesses. And you could be like Bird & Blend and make your finances more than just your numbers. Or like Rebecca Minkoff, who has found a path to success by budgeting more precisely. Remember, your budget is your GPS. Let it guide you. I'll see you next time.